Volunteers in the Canine Companion program provide enrichment and help socialize the dogs at Wood County Humane Society. The Canine Companion program is critical to our operations. The shelter can be a stressful place for dogs. By taking the dogs out for walks and playing with them, you are giving them time to relax and just be a dog. The manners you teach them and the insight you help us gain about their personalities will directly make an impact to them finding their forever homes. Before you become a canine companion, you need to learn how it's done. In this video, you will learn about the procedures for dog walking at Wood County Humane Society. When you get to the building, clock in to the My Impact app. Sign in using your login credentials and navigate to the clock on the home screen. Select the volunteer activity type, which is Canine Companion, and press Start Clock. Contact the volunteer coordinator if you don't see the option for Canine Companion. If you don't have access to the My Impact app, sign in on the volunteer sign-in sheet in the volunteer room. When you come in to volunteer, you must wear closed-toed shoes. Additionally, you must either wear a volunteer shirt or a name tag so the staff can identify that you are a volunteer. The name tags and lanyards can be found in the volunteer room. The kennels are located at the back of the building. This area is made up of 12 kennels. Additionally, there are kennels outside. The dogs go outside when their kennels are being cleaned and throughout the day for bathroom breaks, play groups, and when volunteers have scheduled shifts to walk. Each dog has their own space outside, so be sure to check which kennel is appropriate to play in. When you enter the kennels, the first thing you should do is take a look at the whiteboards. There are two sets, one for indoor kennel assignments and one for outdoor kennel assignments. These boards contain very important information about the dogs. The squares on the boards represent the kennels. For the indoor kennels, each square is labeled with a number. That number corresponds to the labels on the kennel doors. If there is a dog in a kennel, their name will be in the matching box on the board. The 3 boxes below their name represents morning, afternoon, and evening walks. If a dog walked during those periods, the time that they came back in is recorded in the box. If you come in and one dog was just out, but another hasn't been out yet, you should prioritize walking the dog who hasn't been out, as long as you're comfortable handling that dog. If you have favorites, please wait to spend extra time with them at the end of your shift if they have already been out. The outdoor kennels are labeled with letters, and a dog will be assigned an outdoor kennel if it is permitted to have outdoor kennel time. Otherwise, their name will be placed on the walk-only list on the upper left-hand corner of this board. Sometimes we have so many dogs that need to go outside that there may be a 1 or 2 next to the dog's name, indicating first run or second run. If there are multiple names in one box, pay attention to if there are numbers next to the dog's names or not. If there aren't numbers, these dogs are permitted to be outside together. If there is a 1 or a 2, they are not permitted to be outside together. When you are choosing a dog to walk, keep your limits in mind. If you feel you cannot maintain control of a dog, you should not take them out of the shelter. The safety of our volunteers and our animals is our highest priority. Don't worry, one of the staff members or another volunteer will make sure that dog gets an opportunity to go outside. Other considerations when determining which dog you should take out for a walk come from the magnets that may be posted next to a dog's name on the whiteboard. There is a guide posted on the center whiteboard that explains what each magnet means. Once you decide which dog you're going to take out, place an On a Walk magnet next to their name. This helps keep the staff aware of where the animals are. Grab a harness and leash. The harnesses are located on the side of the shelf. There are also additional harnesses in the center cabinet. The leashes are hanging on the wall next to the whiteboards. Some dogs may already have harnesses and leashes hanging on the hooks next to their kennels. Items should never be hung from a dog's door. Also, grab some poop bags from the shelf before going into the kennels to retrieve the dog. Canine companions are required to clean up after the dogs on their walks, so don't forget those poop bags. If you encounter an accident in one of the kennels, we would really appreciate it if you cleaned it up. For solid waste, use a poop bag and throw it in the dumpster outside. Use the mop to sanitize the area. We will have a mop already made up in the dog room to easily sanitize the kennels. Once you arrive at the kennel, you may see some signs. Let's dive into the most common signs you will see and what they mean. If there is a sign posted that isn't covered in this video, ask a staff member if you need clarification. No food, surgery today. This pooch is about to have surgery, so it is not allowed to eat until this sign is removed. Because of this, you should not give it any treats on your walk. If you do, it will impact the surgery schedule. Additionally, these dogs should only be taking short walks on surgery days. A short walk means staying on the WCHS property. Staff only. If you see this sign, do not interact with this dog. This dog may be on a behavior plan or may need more experience when being handled. Ask staff. Again, this dog may need a more experienced walker or may have other requirements. If you want to walk this dog, go have a chat with the staff to get details about the dog. Heartworm treatment. Heartworm treatment is rough on dogs. These dogs should only go on short, low-energy walks on WCHS property. Be mindful of the energy level of these dogs and respect that they may not be feeling up for a walk. Bite hold. If a dog bites someone, they will be placed on a bite hold that lasts for a certain number of days. Volunteers may not interact with these dogs. Speaking of bite holds, accidents and bites will happen. If a dog bites you, even if it is an accident, you must report it to one of the staff members. We know what you're thinking. I can't report it if this dog bites me. I don't want to ruin its chances for getting adopted. You reporting a bite can only help the dog, the staff, other volunteers, and potential adopters. If the dog has a tendency to get overexcited when playing or when walking on the leash and is biting at hands, arms, or the leash, or perhaps the dog starts jumping on you and biting at your arms and hands when you are trying to exit the kennel, we need to know it so we can determine the best course of action for the dog. This includes behavior modification, searching for a foster home, or potentially seeking to transfer the dog somewhere that may be better equipped to help the dog. Before you go out on your walk, grab a few treats to keep in your pocket. Be sure to read the kennel notes and follow any guidance that may be around treats. Reward the dog when it performs a good behavior when you're out on your walk. Follow the treat with happy words to encourage these behaviors in the future. Some behaviors that deserve treats include going potty outside, sitting on command, and listening. The doors on the kennel can be tricky. When entering a kennel, open the door in the direction you are walking, and watch your head on kennel 1 and 7. Be mindful of the dog's behavior. If the dog is exhibiting stress behaviors, such as avoiding eye contact, licking their nose, yawning, trembling, crouching, growling, or barking, you should pay extra caution when approaching the dog. Go slow and let them get comfortable with you before trying to pet them or put their harness on. If you are uncertain on how to proceed with the dog, or are uncomfortable but would like to try to handle or walk the dog, ask staff for help. That's what we're here for. The harnesses used at WCHS are front clip harnesses. Orient yourself to the harness before trying to put it on the dog. When exiting the building, do your best to go directly from the dog's kennel to the outside door. Some dogs may be reactive to other dogs. Because of this, we don't want to linger around the kennel area. If a dog walks by another dog's kennel and starts to react negatively towards the dog by barking or lunging towards the kennel or biting at the kennel, do your best to move the dog along quickly. If a problem occurs, such as a fight or a dog getting loose from their harness or kennel, yell for or exit the kennel to find a staff member to come help. Never try to break up a dog fight. When you exit the building, you will also need to go through the door of the outside fence to get to the walk area. There is a rope around the top of the gate to prevent the gate from accidentally blowing open. Be sure to replace the rope when you exit the door. You are not able to re-enter the gate once it's closed. It only opens one way to prevent dogs from coming into contact with one another when entering and exiting their kennels. Once you are out of the building, you are free to walk the dog wherever you like. Just remember any kennel signs that may limit the dog's walk. Do your best to maintain control, always pick up after the dog, and please do not let the dog get into or eat anything while out on your walk. Always be aware of your surroundings and keep space between yourself and the other dog walkers to avoid any conflict. Some dogs can be high-energy walkers, and accidents can happen. There have been dogs in the past who slipped their harnesses when out on their walks. If the dog you're walking slips its harness, don't panic. return to or call the shelter so we can come out and help get the dog back. Our phone number is 419-352-7339. You should save this phone number in your phone before taking a dog out, just in case an emergency happens. When you are done with your walk, throw away any waste in the dumpster. Re-enter the building through the garage door. Walk through the laundry room and check through the window before entering the dog room to make sure there are no dogs out in the walkway. And take the dog back to the kennel. Some dogs may get nosy, curious, or even reactive with their neighbors. It is important to be alert and aware of their body language so you can safely disengage these behaviors if they arise. If you are having problems getting the dog back in the kennel, take the dog back outside and around the front of the building. Ring the front doorbell and a staff member will help you. Remove the harness and leash and place them back in their appropriate storage areas. Remove the "I'm on a walk" magnet from the dog's square on the whiteboard and write the time that you returned in the appropriate square. Also, record your name on the whiteboard so the volunteer coordinator can track who walked dogs that day. You can take another dog out for a walk if your schedule allows, or you can end your volunteer shift. When you are done volunteering, return your name tag and don't forget to clock out of the My Impact app or record your end time on the volunteer log in the volunteer room. If you have any questions about the Canine Companion program or around procedures at WCHS, please contact the volunteer coordinator at wchsvolunteercoordinator@gmail.com. We are so excited for you to volunteer for Canine Companions. The work that you are doing is making a huge impact on the lives of the dogs at the Wood County Humane Society. Thank you.